Hi there, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Alexis Rogers. We're live in the newsroom today as we work on some tech issues. A lot of work is also being done in Minneapolis. Crews are dismantling the old Lake Street Kmart. CC Gaines shows us the timeline of the next project and how you can have a say.
Hey there, guys. Well, everything gets underway this morning, and the first order of business is taking everything out of this building, and then demolition will start next week. So this project will reconnect Nicollet Avenue. The Kmart store was built here in 1977, which led to the road being closed. Since then, Mayor Jacob Fry has described it as one of the worst urban planning decisions ever made. City spokespeople say demolition was originally set for next spring, but it was fast-tracked after that fire broke out here a couple of weeks ago. We caught up with a business owner who says they're hopeful the reconnection will bring new life to this area.
I hope when this one open, a lot customer, restaurant here, you come, they eat it.
Now, right now, there are a few different ideas for what to do once this space is empty and also what to do with Nicollet Avenue. If you'd like to weigh in on that, you have until November 15th to fill out an online survey. Back over to you.
Well, right now we're making calls to State Patrol to get more information about a deadly crash that happened on I-94 last night. Here's what we know so far. A red Chevy Malibu was driving north near 49th Avenue when it lost control. Deputies say it hit a sound wall, then the median. At least one person was killed. There's no word if there was anyone else injured. In St. Louis County, investigators are looking into an explosion that injured a woman and a boy. This happened at a hunting shack by Chisholm, just north of Hibbing. Investigators believe a 20-pound propane tank that was heating the shack caused the blast. A 37-year-old woman and a 12-year-old boy are being treated for burns. Well, as the Israel and Hamas war continues, Israel says its troops have made it through Gaza to the coast. It comes as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken meets with leaders in Turkey. NBC's Jay Gray tells us what Washington is doing to prevent a border war.
Hey there, and let's start inside Gaza, where the IDF says that they have now sectioned the Gaza Strip and they are carrying out strikes in both the north and south of Gaza. They also say that troops are expanding and have surrounded Gaza City with the expectation that those troops and equipment will move into that area at some point over the next 48 hours. And what they expect to find inside is operational structures. They expect to find certain cells, they say, that are inside and creating havoc and really controlling a big part of this war. They hope to get in and eliminate those facilities again within the next 48 hours, as the fighting, according to some on the ground, has been more intense than in any time during this war. All of that happening while Secretary of State Antony Blinken continues his Mideast tour, pushing for humanitarian pauses in the fighting, hoping to get more aid into Gaza, food, water, medicine, medical supplies. He says that the U.S. has a plan to do that and believes that it will be carried out within the next few days there. His stop today in Turkey, where there were protesters upon his arrival. Of course, for Israel's part, they have said that there will be no pause, no ceasefire until all of the hostages are released. And they continue to say that they will strike Hamas where they are, when it is appropriate on their timeline, and that things won't stop until they are erased from Gaza. That is the latest. I'm Jay Gray, NBC News.
We're taking a live look here at home at a cloudy but mild Minneapolis skyline today. It'll be a similar story for most of the week. Ben has the details.
Yeah, you're right, Alexis. It is going to be a relatively mild week. Temperatures outside right now are actually quite pleasant for this time of year, considering our average high temperature for today is actually 47 degrees. Already sitting at 50, noticeably cooler further to our north and west. A little rain and snow happening right now up along the international border. However, look at that northwesterly wind. It is gusty right now. Sustained wind values between 15 and 25 miles per hour. That'll help to pull in some slightly cooler temperatures over the next couple of days. But overall, the temperature today is going to be holding steady. There's a little rain and snow we're talking about, basically from the range up along the international border, but nothing significant expected to fall there. And a look at our next 24 or 12 hours, I should say. Again, temperatures slowly falling as we head into the evening commute. Maybe a splash of sunshine as we wrap up the day. And by the way, sunset tonight is again an hour earlier than when it was this time last week. We'll talk more about when another warming trend is in the forecast coming up.